Yo, what's going on, everybody? Xanthos Vice here, and we are finally back with some more Punishing Gray Raven. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Yes, I know, it's strange. Yo, what the fuck? How is today PGR? I thought you said you were gonna go in order. Look. Here's the thing. Y'all know I'm more motivated for PGR than anything else, okay? So, that's why I'm bringing this to you today. Because the update just finished, probably early this morning. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go through this, okay? Because I am high. Anyway, where we last left off, we had went through the most peak chapter in Punishing Gray Raven history. At least to me, anyway. Got to see what exactly the whole story was really about. What exactly was the enemy that we were facing? What was it all for? And how exactly did the Ascendants have any part in this? And again, we didn't really get to learn about what the Ascendants were clearly up to or anything, so that is a bit unfortunate, but hey, we finally learned the truth as to what happened with the other Alpha, with the other Commandant, and who exactly the real enemies were. It was the lingering regrets lost to the void after multiple failures in other timeline, or other world/histories. But yeah, I will say it was definitely an emotional chapter. It definitely was, without a doubt. Was it as emotional as or no, actually it was practically the most emotional chapter ever! Because so many sequences happened, so many things happened, so many secrets were understood and learned from all of this. And hell, we even got introduced to a whole new cast of characters. The Vanguard team that was with Dominic, who we never talked about before, but we just knew there was a team of more than just Dominic and Nemo. And other supposed commandants at the time, being Adelaide and Ophelia here. And with Helentine here, who's supposed to be her sister, right? Because Ophelia had a sister that she was working with in the department after we graduated from the academy. At least in that other world. So it makes me wonder, what exactly happened to the Helentine and Ophelia in this world? Because did Ophelia also go to be a commandant then, or was that only possible because it was that world? Because it seems like now this is kind of setting up to, how does this connect to other things? Because that's what's great about this sometimes as well. It's that they also have a way, even when you introduce a peak chapter, and you're introducing new characters, you think, oh, okay, they just did it for the bit, for the one time. No, there is more weight than you think. And I love how it works here, because it's like, you're seeing the parallels between that world and this world, just with our main cast. But now we're going to see even more so how it diverges, because it goes back to how it was before in the Lucia Pyrov chapter, and the Ishmael chapter. Because that was a failed world. We went back to the tower and tried to correct the mistake that would lead us to that end, and thus we are in a whole new world line. So, and since it involves the change of so many other people, kind of like how the story of Lucia completely changed in a different world compared to different circumstances, like here, it makes you wonder how much more of the past that either we knew back then or that we didn't know has changed this much, and how does it affect us positively and or negatively? It really is going to show that this time, or when it comes to time travel or traveling to different worlds, they really are being thorough in their explanations as to how it differentiates, where are the commonalities between them, why did it diverge at certain points, was it always going to be like this, or is this just a part of the butterfly effect, or is this just an extenuating circumstance? But yeah, it looks like this is a floating record this time, of solitude and stillness. I still have to say, it's always interesting how recently it's gone from being main chapter to then floating record to main chapter and floating record. I don't have a problem with it, because to be fair, when it comes to these floating records, they are more just character-driven stories rather than specifically for the main plot, but at the same time, it does, in a way, drive the story a bit with some of the details, right? Because when it comes to some of the extra characters, like with getting the new frames, like Vera and Kamui, it set up the stage for how a whole bunch of people getting new frames and beating the Omega Core and all that kind of stuff, right? So I feel like that's kind of what they're going for, because it's now that even stuff that's not necessarily the main conflict for Babylonia, it's still showing there is a connection to this, and it does play a role of being informative or actually physically affecting the world that takes place in Punishing Grey Raven. And I love that kind of service that they're really giving out. And also, today, we won't actually be doing the floating record today. I know, usually I do that, but today, we are going to do the Connect event. And yes, I did the same thing a while back with, shit, who did I do this for? I don't even remember. Well, I did it for a character, and then, I kind of went into the main story, but it didn't really spoil me too much on main story, so I'm not gonna, like, be too spoiled. Well, at least I don't think that's, like, the point, right? Because you're obviously gonna try to go for the free 6-star character. And it's interesting. Helentine is a lightning character, but she has the glaciation effect. I'm honestly kind of weird how that works, but sure, why not? Somehow that works. Okay. But yeah, also, at the end of last chapter, we saw that Helentine actually did come across Alpha. And it seemed like Helentine did kind of know a bit more of what was going on than we were led to believe. Or at least just from the moment we met her. Okay, the eldest daughter of the Spellman family from the Transatlantic, currently serves in the Military Strategic Diplomacy Division. Her frame modified and maintained by the Science Council, designed for intelligence gathering missions across a variety of complex environments. Right, because we knew regardless, Ophelia's sister had a lot of influence back then, right? Because even in the other world, or the other world line, Helentine's sister was kind of the reason, Helentine was the reason that Ophelia even went to the FOS college and then attended with us and all that. So I wonder, was it going to somewhat go that same way, but then something else had happened, or it didn't, and then something went wrong? I honestly don't even know, but right, yeah, they did talk about her being a part of the Science Council, and supposedly Helentine had gotten a signal from somewhere, and I think they were saying, like, maybe it could have potentially been Ophelia or not, but again, that's what I'll be interested in when we actually get to the floating record. Doesn't Ophelia and Adelaide exist in this world? Because we've seen that there are times where some characters have existed in both worlds, but just at different time periods, like that one student from FOS College who was kind of like just being a support to Vanessa, where she was actually a student alongside us at that time, even though she wasn't given that much bigger of a role, but that's fine, right? Because again, there's a difference between her in this current setting and then the one in the former setting. So I'm guessing that's supposed to be where things are going to start to diverge. So when we get to this, I'll be interested to see what exactly is the difference between this Ophelia's experiences and the one we know. Did this one actually go to the original FOS college before the whole punishing thing happened? Did she even actually go there, or maybe not? Maybe this world line is so completely different that she never went there, right? Because that's also the big difference that we saw in the last chapter. Lucia never went there. She became a part of an experiment for like Kurino and them. Or I guess that was actually Luna. They got separated. Lucia turned to a construct, and then we know the whole story. But in the other world, she ended up at FOS College. The punishing virus hadn't occurred yet. Her mind had traveled from another world. So it makes me wonder, what are the circumstances regarding Ophelia? Are they going to be anywhere near having any similarities, or are they going to be completely different people? Because again, I expect Adelaide will probably be something much, much later. I'm assuming at the very least, considering she had a cool character design. But Ophelia, I'm wondering what's going to be up with that too. But in the meantime, like I said, we'll actually be doing the Connect event today. Again, I still find it weird that she's a glaciation with lightning. I'll be honest, I feel like the reason that they're doing this, and this is just my personal opinion, is that they don't want to make it so simple that it's like, oh, ice just have glaciation, because like, oh, okay, you're just like power creeping the same style of character, so it's like, oh, okay, you're just replacing one with the other. Because I feel like at some point they are going to have to create a new energy type of team. I'm just saying, because at some point this cycle is going to get old. At some point. I mean, to be fair, we do see that there's one more derivative effect somewhere, and a couple of the special derivatives that have yet to be introduced yet. But I mean, to be fair, we're kind of already almost covering all the bases with our teams at this point, that they're already almost at peak performance, that I don't really see a need to have to use the basic energy forms anymore, right? Because let's look at this from a bigger standpoint here, because shit, what happened? I don't know why it's loading all of a sudden. God damn it. Oh, right. I'm just gonna give an example. I'm not gonna actually do anything right now. So, like, let's say I go to Warzone, for example, right? So, let me just give the thing about, like, why I think, like, the main element should be changed. Because, look, at least when it comes to lightning, I get it. We're changing the whole, like, concept of Lucia Crimson Weave being the ultimate lightning user, because now we have a Live Impidity, and now you have Helentine for the lightning team, which I get, right? Because number 21 Feral is such an old unit. Same as Lucia Crimson Weave, but Lucia Crimson Weave gets the job done almost every time. Feral, alright, but definitely getting left behind by a lot of the other support units. So, I understand that. Nanami Star Trail, I don't think they'll replace her for a while. Well, then again, I guess it depends on how her compatibility is with the other lightning users. But now, if we go into the physical team, we're kind of already settled in with what we got. We already have Selena Pianissimo, which is an amazing unit. Veronica Aegis, which I still have to try to get better at using. And then Hanying Solace too. So this physical team's already pretty good in itself, where I don't really see you need to make any changes, especially since these are like the most recent additions. Well, at least 2 out of the 3, but you get my point. And for the fire team, you can make the same argument, right? Because you have Lucia Pyralf, Vera Gravor, and then you have who's supposed to actually be here is Kamui with his new frame. I just have Watanabe because I didn't get Kamui yet. And for the ice team, again, I know this one is already changed with the new Lucia frame, the new Alpha frame, but that's what I mean. It's like, aside from this, the other two already do their roles perfectly. Wanchi's really great to use in the ice team, he's spectacular, and so is Teddy. The shadow team, the dark team, they're already kind of complete with all the newest units, with Bianca, Rosetta, and Lilith. Again, maybe it's less about compatibility and more just about, like, do they work smoothly? Like, does it flow naturally, the composition, the switching of team members in the battle? Maybe that's the only thing you could say could use a bit of changing, because their fighting styles are all kind of unique, and it does feel weird changing from one of these to the other, because they're just such different units. But, I don't know. And for the Nihility team, we already had Nervatia. So we don't really need to do anything else, because before it was Teddy. Luna's already a great unit in herself, but maybe she is kind of getting becoming a bit of an old unit. But I mean, she's still really awesome to use. And Ishmael, I mean, come on, who's ever going to replace Ishmael? Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, it's like when you come down to like the main 6 elements, I don't really feel like there's much that you can try to do with anymore. So, because like I said, at the most, just from how I'm looking at it, from when I play the game, the most you could do is put a new main attacker Nihility, or a new main DPS for the Nihility team. Maybe you could change Bianca to someone else who actually fits more to like team up with Rosetta and Lilith, maybe. The Ice team, I feel like it's already perfect the way it is, so I don't think you really should try to change anything there. The Fire team, maybe you could do Varric, maybe, because Lucia Pyro, she's just too fun of a unit. Why would you change that? And Kamui already here too, so don't really have to do anything else. For the physical team, the most I could see you really trying to change down the line is Hanying, but I don't know. Maybe you would change Veronica as well. And for the lightning, the only one that would be left now would be Nanami, but I mean, again, Nanami's too fun. She can switch between like using the sword and then using an axe. So I don't really see much you can do if you're gonna keep just the basic elements. I feel like for the new units going forward, they kind of would have to introduce new elements at some point down the line, because then it's just gonna get too boring. Or it's just like, oh, you're gonna power creep some like great characters who still have great usage and who have been around for too long. You feel me? But again, that's just my own personal feeling. You guys can let me know in the comments how you feel about all this. But yeah, like I said, today, unfortunately, we are not doing main story. Or I mean, the floating records, unfortunately. I know. That I usually do that, or I try to do it side by side, but I mean, come on. I think we can all be honest that going back and forth a bit is going to be a bit... Wait, what? Helentine went to FOS? Wait. No, right, because we were the first class of FOS, right? Were we? At least in the other world? Or no? Or actually, no, right, because there had to have been an FOS college from when they were on Earth, and then later when we went to space. Right. So Helentine could have been part of the class that was on Earth before they moved to what's it called? Before FOS college went to the stars. And then that's where the commandant went. So I'm guessing that's what this Floating Record 16 Part 2 is all about. But we'll see. But again, we're saving that for another time. I know it sucks, but again, I feel like it'd be much better to just go about this one bit at a time. So I'm gonna try to just focus on this for today, and then we'll test her out in the character trial, and then we can save the floating record for next time. But I forget, can I actually use her in the challenge stage, like the trial version? I think I probably can, right? Oh yeah, okay. Right, and if I remember, her thing's supposed to be like a yo-yo, I think? Is that how it's supposed to be? Yeah. I only remember a bit from the trailer. I don't really remember too much from it, so... yeah. But damn, I gotta say, she looked fire as hell. Oh my god. Such a baddie, bro. My bad. Sorry. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna go through this first, then we'll try her out, and then... depending on how much time we have, I might do at least a bit of the floating work. I don't know. I'm only going to stream for 2 hours because I'm going to try to save my voice for Witch and the Holy Night. But, I mean, to be fair, if I remember correctly, for visual novels, or at least these later takes on them, they are usually fully voice acted, or most of it's fully voice acted. So I don't know. Again, I'm just only using my my experience as Punishing Gray Raven to being the closest thing to a visual novel. So it's like, I don't know if I'll have to like use my voice a lot for later today. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna go in too deep with PGR today, because then otherwise I just wouldn't be able to do it. Oh, also, by the way, I want to let you guys know, next week I only work 3 days, so I'll be able to add an extra stream or two down the line. However, unfortunately, I won't be streaming Saturday because they put me to work for Saturday. I don't know why, but if I can just move Final Fantasy to a different day, then it honestly isn't really too much of a problem. And also, remember, in 2 weeks from now, I will be going to Otakon, so I won't be streaming on a Friday or Saturday. So, just giving y'all a heads up on that in advance as well, just so you guys know where we're currently at with this. So, yeah, going down the line, I'll at least try to add a Wuthering Waves and a Punishing Gray Raven stream down the line for like the next couple weeks. And then after that, I will try to get onto Honkai Star Rail to see what's going on with Himeko. Because kind of hearing a bit of mixed feelings. Some people think it's amazing. Some people think it's like, it's not bad, but it's not like spectacular. So, and again, these are just vague comments that I've seen here and there through like community posts and whatnot. So it's like, I'm not trying to spoil myself too much. That's why I'm not like checking out any scenes, any full VODs or anything like that, just to keep myself in the dark. Anyway, oh right, I forgot these are voice acted, which makes it even easier for me. I forgot that's how this works. Right, it hasn't been that long since we did the Nervatio one. And again, can we just also say thank you, Kuro Games, for at least making chances for us to have free S-rank characters? Like, come on. Whatever game is gonna give you this many characters like this, and all their equips for practically nothing? Like, are you for real? Like Nervatia a support, and then Helentine a great support for their respective teams for free, just doing a bit of like character exploration in the game, putting your time into it, you know? So, at the very least, I should at least appreciate the content that they're giving out for us, right? And that's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do. Because, I mean, to be fair, they at least gave that free Rebecca and Wuthering Waves for the Cyberpunk collab, so. And Honkai Star Rail at least giving out the free servants like Archer and possibly now Gilgamesh, if I remember correctly, which I think we're about a week away from the Fate collab part 2. Again, hopefully they learned. I am really hoping, Hoyoverse, you better be listening. I don't care if I'm just one in a million, but y'all have better even written a better story to make up for that garbage dog shit story, or just not have done it at all. Because seriously, no one wants to waste their time for any garbage of that same level. Like seriously, almost as bad as Paperful University, and as a collab? That's crazy. Anyway, let's go into this. Fade in. Please enter in an orderly fashion. Okay. Guest room to Spellman Manor. Oh no, that's right. I do have to read these at least. The voice lines, they're actually voiced, but the background stuff I do have to read, right? The morning light is refracting off an antique bronze chandelier above you by the time you open your eyes. Glance at the ebony grandfather clock across the room shows that it's 7 in the morning. And like I said, by the way, I will do Witch of the Holy Night later tonight, actually. It's just like I'm trying to like arrange a time so it's like it's convenient for me to do it, and I'm at least giving myself a chance to like relax after doing this. And go into the gym after. As a valued partner of the Spellman family, you've been invited to their family stay for Helentine's upcoming birthday celebration. Arriving late night exhausted, you had a restful sleep. Wait, what is this? Is this like a simulation? Still early. I'll go for a walk. The Spellmans use this manor to receive guests. The wooden floors and furnishings of its many rooms carry a subtle mellow scent. Servants are already bustling about, their activity chasing away the morning chill. Or maybe she's still technically part of the Spellman family, even if she's become a consort now, but whatever. A figure in a black suit with golden brooch trim approaches you from the other end of the corridor, dressed like a butler. Oh, okay. Never mind. Wow, even the butler's speaking to me? Damn. They really are putting out the extra bucks for this. The room was very comfortable and I'm well rested, thank you. I'd like to say hello to Helentine. You know where she might be? Oh, good.
お嬢様は最近少し変わられまして、以前より随分とのびのびしたご様子でいらっしゃいます。明るくなられたこと自体は大変喜ばしいのです。ヘレンティンお嬢様の今のご様子を拝見するのは大変嬉しく存じておるのですが、ただ会話の最中にふと少し反応が鈍くなっておられるように感じまして、すぐに戻られるのですが、やはりどうしても気になるのです。私の取り越し苦労かもしれませんが。
I'll keep an eye on her.
そうおっしゃっていただけると安堵いたします。お嬢様もあなた様をお探しのようでした。
Seriously, what is it with us in like currently with these kind of like these connect events? We're always dealing with like these fire Onesimas. Like, god damn. First it was Nervatia and it was getting pretty steamy there. And then this one with Helentine, I wonder how this is gonna play out. I mean, probably not the same way, I would think, but who knows? Right then, I made a purchase to head butler and whisper something. He nods.
では、ここで失礼させていただきます。ご存知の通り、荘園には多くのお客様がお見えでして、少々立て込んでおりますので。ダイニングに軽食をご用意しておりますので、どうぞご自由にお召し上がりください。お嬢様に関することで、 何かございましたらいつでも1階の執事控室へお越しください。
I'll see you around. The head butler turns and leaves the corridor, saying the stairs to an upper floor. Well, I mean, to be fair, again, like I said before, at least when it came to the Connect event last time with Nervatia, it didn't really spoil much on like the main story. Like, it kind of went like a tiny bit of details or a reference to person, but it wasn't to the effect that like it spoiled a main part of the story. And again, I'm glad that they're at least making sure that it's like it doesn't really make you go ahead too much into something, because otherwise then people be like, ah, damn, then why make this so after you do this when you could just do it after you complete the main story chapter, right? But then it would also be restricting players to be like, oh, I can't get the support from my Lightning team until I actually reach that point in the story. So good that they're making sure that they're looking through every avenue and being like, okay, how do we plan this right without making the experience feel weird and disconnected? Or too connected, either one. After enjoying a lavish breakfast buffet, you leave the dining room. You open your terminal and try to contact Helentine. Walking while typing out a message, you're too distracted to notice your surroundings. As you round a corner and hit send, a powerful force comes hurtling toward you. The construct charges in from the side, catch you off guard. Stumble and knock into a porcelain vase on a nearby shelf. Helentine? Just before the vase hits the ground, Helentine catches it and steadies you. After straightening up, she stands there holding the vase, looking somewhat flustered. Wow, really? Turn around a corner thing? I didn't think you'd be the one to enact this. I thought it would have been someone like Liv or Nanami who would have set a scene like that. Wait, why'd you just go like totally like emotionless there? What the fuck? That's a new expression.
大丈夫。怪我してない。
She helps you and brushes the dust and wood chips off your clothes before methodically checking your joints from head to toe. Make sure nothing's dislocated or broken. Wait, what? How hard did she think she hit me? Nothing serious, just a few scratches. As she helps you into a chair, you finally speak up. Helentine, why'd you suddenly come charging out like that?
指揮官を探してた。
Really? Well, I mean, is there a reason to run like that?
もっと正確に言うと、
I did not think she'd be this awkward.
指揮官を案内したい場所があって、朝食が終わるのをずっと待ってた。
Well, then again, I guess the point could be is that this is how she is after our experience in the flooding record, right? It might be the case because that's kind of the same thing. It's like when you think of how Nervatia was introduced in main story compared to how she was in the Connect event, it definitely is a complete, okay, maybe not a complete 180, but it definitely is a very noticeable change in character. So maybe that's the case here, because I was gonna say she seemed pretty mysterious and pretty well kept in at the end of the last chapter. Seeing her like this definitely is like, whoa, what's going on here? I actually wanted to ask, wait. Before you can finish, Helentine grabs your hand and hurries you downstairs once again, her footsteps echoing as she goes. What is this place? Though confused, you decide to shelve your earlier question for now. Led by Helentine, you head to the lowest level of the manor, pass through a heavily reinforced door, and arrive at a massive underground hall.
ここは滑る向けのコレクションルーム。有名な映画で使われた本物の小道具なんかを収蔵してる。
The cases display all manner of seemingly ordinary items, each one carefully preserved behind reinforced glass.
黄金時代、滑る向けは映画業界に多額の投資をしていたから、多くの監督や撮影チームと交流があった。
Right. Because now that I think about it, they did make it seem like Ophelia was from a well-off family. Not to mention, she played the piano pretty masterfully when it came to us making our student anthem.
映画のクランクアップ後に記念として小道具が贈られることも多かった。古い映画の小道具はオークションとかで手に入れたものもある。
Every piece is a story to tell.
気になるものはどれでも解説できる。
The wooden cane. She carefully retrieves the wooden cane from the display case, twirling it in the air with a practiced flourish before catching it smoothly. Juxtaposed with exaggerated comical flair.
これは白黒映画時代、あの喜劇王が使ったステッキ。普段コメディはあまり見ないけど、彼の映画には不思議な魅力がある。人に力を与えてくれるような。
Helentine goes on to showcase other pieces in the collection. Some aren't particularly valuable, but it's just an empty shell casing. Each is carefully preserved in its own display case. Collecting all these pieces must have been quite the hassle.
大抵小道具は安く競売にかけられるか、映画会社に回収されて記念になるものは俳優にあげたりする。それに小道具の分類ルールなんてないからまとまりがないよね。
Helentine leads you deeper into the sprawling underground collection. It'd be more accurate to call it a museum at this point. 2 locomotives in the museum's central sunken area. One completely destroyed and riddled with rust, the other restored to pristine condition.
1台は映画大列車で川に落ちた車両の残骸。もう1台は復元品。完全な機能が残っていた本物の機関車を改装したもの。荘園の近くに大きな撮影スタジオがあって、そこの線路で機関車を走らせることができるの。
Helentine sees far more animated and talks more than usual when she explains the exhibits, speaking with a spark of passion in her eyes rarely seen otherwise. Sounds pretty romantic.
指揮官だから共有したいと思った。
The tour continues to a massive wardrobe room, stocked with costumes and makeup supplies used for filming.
この館は親しい監督に撮影場所として貸し出すこともあったの。ゲストルームは俳優の控え室としても使われてた。パニシングは環大西洋が誇る映画業界を壊滅させた。かつての規模を再現するのはもう難しい。
At least the sustain managed to preserve a lot of it. I'm guessing you contributed a lot.
制作の観点からすれば、これらのものはただの工業製品。希少性もなければ 有名人のサインもない。だからコレクション市場で値が上がることはほぼない。集めておかないと将来何かあった時になくなっても誰も気にしない。でもそれはもったいないと思ったの。
You truly have a deep love for movies, Helentine.
好きなのかな。
Whoa. The focus wavers for a moment. Helentine? You're right. What the hell was that? She blinks at the sound of your voice as if her mind is slowly returning from afar.
映画が大好き。指揮官、ランチを食べたい。
It's 12 on the dot. Let's take a break.
一緒に出よう。
At leaving the underground museum, you two share a simple lunch in the dining room under the watchful eyes of numerous servants. By the way, can those costumes and props in the museum still be used?
衣装は再利用できるものも多い。荘園で時々テーマを決めて仮装パーティーを開くこともある。指揮官はどのコレクションが一番気に入った？
The revolver. Especially the gold engravings on it.
完全な復元品があるから帰る時にプレゼントする。
She gives a slight nod to the servant beside her. Understanding her gesture, the servant promptly leaves the dining room. Do you have a favorite, Helentine? She freezes again, as if something is triggered inside her. Turns toward the window, gazing at the many sprawling, vibrant gardens that are bathing in the midday sun.
ご飯を食べたら中庭に行こう。ヘレンティンとやりたいことがあるの。
指揮官、午後は一緒に中庭に行こう。急に大事なことを思い出した。
Oh, sure. You've grown accustomed to Helentine's scrambled train of thought.
これはいわゆるデートってやつでしょ。
I mean, do you want it to be? It is something to look forward to. Servants nearby begin clearing the table. Helentine glances at the clock on the wall.
昼寝の時間。あなたも少し休む？
This be a complication of her mind issues?
すぐ戻らないと遅れちゃう。
Let me walk you back.
大丈夫。指揮官も昼寝しておいて。
See you too. Same spot. After walking out the dining room and back to the corner where she crashed into you this morning, you part ways with her. Back in her room, Helentine lies down in her modulation pod and closes her eyes. Sensing their master has gone to sleep, the smart lights automatically dim. Heavy curtains draw shut. The room plunges into complete darkness, even though it's still midday. Helentine drifts off to sleep, and the modulation pod's dim blue indicator light flickers on.
危なかった。危うくバレるとこだった。ヘレンちゃん、あんな偶然の出会いってないよ。もうめっちゃくちゃ。ロマンチックな出会いが衝突事故になっちゃったじゃない。でも、最後に指揮官を庭へ誘ったのはグッジョブだったね。
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Someone's telling her to do... I was like, that was quite a spontaneous move that I didn't expect from her. Like, rather, her interest in movies and stuff, that's like, okay, sure, everyone has a side like that. It's like, that was quite a way to meet us in the morning.
午後はしっかりチャンスをものにしてね、ヘレンちゃん。
Great, so who's the idiot giving her this advice?
そうじゃないと、私が代わりに出てきちゃうから。
I mean, it's interesting to say the least. Day. Beneath the phoenix tree lies an important reminder. After a short nap, you leave your room and head toward a meeting location. Lost in thought about Helentine's odd behavior this morning, you reach the same corner from earlier. Familiar gust of wind rushes toward you. Stops in time. Collision averted just in time, you relax from your defensive stance.
ごきげんよう、指揮官。
Helentine, did you rest well?
準備はできてるよ。中庭に大事なものがあるの。
I mean, she dodged the question. Helentine takes you by your hand, leading you to the labyrinthine garden until you arrive beneath a tall parasol tree. The parasol tree towers overhead, thick branches spreading wide and casting a vast canopy of shade. The tree's clearly been tended with care for many years.
指揮官のおかげで、やらなきゃいけないことを思い出した。
She tosses you a shovel before using hers to prod at a marked patch of soil, gesturing for you to dig together. No hope. Helentine moves with unexpected proficiency, actions carrying a certain gravitas. She's rarely this serious about anything.
ここ、木の根に絡まってる。
What the? The parasol tree's roots are gnarled and twisted together. Helentine produces a chainsaw and cuts through a tangled mass until a corner of the intact metal box peeks through. Unlike her earlier bold strokes, Helentine slows down as she nears the box. The movement's growing more deliberate. The two work in silence, peeling away the soil layer by layer. Moving the soil locked in place by the roots without damaging the fragile package buried beneath requires painstaking precision. The shadow of the parasol tree's canopy shifts across you as time passes. Warmth lingers even in the shade. Before you know it, it's almost dusk.
出てきた。
The treasure turns out to be a large stainless steel box. The surface severely tarnished, with rust stains and corrosion covering the welded seams.
小さい頃、スワンっていう女の映画監督と一緒に埋めたの。
Sorry about that. She lifts the film reels for the oil paper, examining them. Touches feather light as though the slightest pressure might cause them to crumble.
ダメ。フィルムの色が褪せてる。フィルムはこんな風に保存しちゃいけないのに、なんで気づかなかったんだろう。
Breeze passes through the canopy and the leaves rustle softly. Helentine stands motionless in the wind, staring vacantly at the yellowed films in her hands. What are they about?
未編集の映画のオリジナルフィルム。昔、うちの一族は映画業界に投資していたから、多くの有名な監督と親しかった。中でも、私はスワンおばさまと一番仲が良かった。映画にこんなに興味を持つようになったのは、彼女のおかげ。
ヘレンティン、おいで。隣に座って。映画が始まるわよ。
はーい、スワンおばさま。今日は何を見るの？
Whoa, okay, damn. What is this, like, a renaissance? Definitely gives me that feeling with, what Miss Swan's wearing, and wow. Helentine rocking the gothic Lolita look.
スワンおばさま、
She literally
こ
is
の
like
人
one of
は
those,
な
like,
ぜずっとあの人を見て
antique
るの？
dolls.
セリフもないし、何も起きてないのにカメラが切り替わらない。
どうしてだと思う？
編集ミス？
そうじゃないのよ。ただ相手を見つめているだけで十分だからなの。
よくわからない。
いつかヘレンティンがの人に出会ったら、見ているだけで十分だと思える人に出会ったらきっとわかるわ。
The projector's beam begins to fade, replaced by the sunset filtering through the parasol tree. Her eyes refocus on you. She left these film reels for you.
うん。今となってはもう再生できないけど、スワンおばさまが残してくれたプレゼントなのに、あの頃の私はフィルムの保存状態のことなんて考えてなかった。残念。
What kind of movie is it?
タイトルは愛の残差。スワンおばさまが自らの愛の軌跡をありのままに映像化した映画。そして彼女の最後の作品でもある。具体的にどんなストーリーだったか思い出せない。単に忘れたんじゃなくて、そこだけごそっと抜き取られたみたい。でもラストの数シーンの撮影中に彼女の悲しみが限界を超えて撮影を放棄したってことだけははっきり覚えてる。
Here's a thought. Perhaps Director Swan wanted to forget those painful memories? The setting sun filtered through the leaves, scattering golden fragments across the dirt-covered metal box. Helentine glances down at the box in her hands, then back up at you.
スワンおばさまはそう思ってたのかな。スワンおばさま、どうしてフィルムを埋めちゃうの？
ヘレンティンが大きくなったら思い出すように。
プラタナスの木の下にこんなに深く埋めたら後で掘り出すのが大変じゃない？
頑張って取り出すからこそ意味があるのよ。もしあなたが好きな人に出会ってどうしたらいいかわからないときは、と一緒にこの箱を掘り出しなさい。
スワンおばさまと約束した。特別な人と一緒にフィルムを取り出すって。だから彼女が過去を葬りたかったとは思えない。指揮官、一緒に掘り出してくれてありがとう。
WGAA has excellent restoration capabilities nowadays.
来客の中にも専門家がいるから聞いてみる。午後6時20分。そろそろ寝ないと。
This early? Why not grab some dinner first?
治療のためだから。指揮官、よかったら部屋まで送ってくれる？
If it's for your treatment, then let's head back together. On the way back, Helentine seems far more relaxed and cheerful than usual, sharing amusing stories about her family.
お嬢様は最近少し変わられまして、以前より随分とのびのびしたご様子でいらっしゃいます。
You walk Helentine to her door and help push it open. gap, you glimpse a room with decor similar to the rest of the manor, except for one thing: the blue modulation pod in the center.
ここでいい。ありがとう。
After closing the door behind her, you head to the butler's lounge and find the head butler just finishing up his day's work. I'd like to know more about that modulation pod.
お嬢様のお部屋にあるもののことでございますか？お嬢様の家族が独自開発した調整ポットでございます。最近お嬢様にある種の質感情症、アレキシサイミアに似た症状が見られることが分かりました。臨床的な症状としては、患者は感情や身体的衝動を強く感じているにもかかわらず、それを識別し名前を付け言葉で表現することができないのです。調整ポットがお嬢様の日中の体験を整理し、感情に名前を付け、それがどんな感情かを彼女に教えます。こうすることで症状をある程度緩和できるのです。お嬢様の最近の異変は調整ポットと関係があるとお考えですか？
Maybe. I'd like to ask her about this in detail when she wakes up.
グレイレイブン指揮官殿にお任せいたします。
Meanwhile, the eerie blue light is flickered back to life in Helentine's darkened room after you left.
今日の午後は大きな進展はなかったけど、思わぬ収穫があったね。スワンおばさまが残してくれたもの、使えるかもしれない。ヘレンちゃん、スワンおばさまのおかげでなんとかなりそう。でも今回はあの指揮官の協力が必要かも。今夜中にまずセットを整えないと。明日はいよいよ本番だから。
Helentine lies in the modulation pod before you, unconscious and unresponsive. Her breathing's calm and she's in no immediate danger, but cannot be awakened by any means. Looks like establishing a mind connection is the only option. This morning should have been like any other, until the head butler knocked on your door.
調整ポットの治療プログラムによりますと、お嬢様は午前7時ちょうどに目覚めるはずでした。お目覚めにならなかったため緊急対応策を試みましたが、お嬢様を起こすことはできませんでした。専門家によると問題は意識界レベルにある可能性が高いとのことです。グレイレイブン指揮官殿は意識界に関して豊富なご経験をお持ちと伺っております。お嬢様のことどうかよろしくお願いいたします。私はお二人のおそばで見守らせていただきます。何かございましたらいつでもお声掛けください。
What the fuck am I? What, is her dream like she's living through a movie? Opening your eyes, you find yourself seated in a luxurious limousine driven by a humanoid mechanoid. Helentine's mind is unexpectedly calm and stable, resembling a carefully maintained safe space instead of a deviating mindscape. She shows abnormalities. So what's causing her coma?
お客様、まもなく目的地に到着いたします。
Looking out through the sunroof, you spot massive heli woods around a distant mountain. The studio lots of streets of diverse cultures spawning at its base. Elegant villas line both sides of the road, while billboards showcase posters of Golden Age films. Limousine pulls to a stop in front of a massive soundstage. You step out, a figure wearing a director vest and holding a walkie-talkie approaches you. Looks just like Helentine.
お客さん、ハレウッドへようこそ。
I know this voice. Where the fuck have I heard this voice before? Was this like her alter ego? Remain vigilant despite her effusive welcome. Even though there's no sense of danger, you're certain that this is not the same Helentine from yesterday. You're not Helentine. Who are you?
私はユーナ。このハレウッドのチーフディレクター兼プロデューサー兼照明担当兼スケジュール管理兼脚本家兼絵コンテ担当。そしてヘレンちゃんのセラピスト兼感情問題のメインコンサルタントでもあるの。要はヘレンちゃんの別人格ってことね。だから見た目が同じなのは当然。
This, I swear it's gonna kill me again. Knowing, like, I should know this voice, but I don't. So you're the reason Helentine's been acting strange lately?
治療を進めるために私がたまに代わりに出てただけ。さあ、まずスタジオの中を案内するから歩きながら話そうよ。
I can't believe I don't know what this voice is. I know I should. While the sun's still bright outside, you find a starlit night sky above you the moment you step into the soundstage. Like a skybox being switched.
この撮影のためにこの小さな町を丸ごと私が作り上げたのよ。
The shoot.
ヘレンちゃんからあのフィルムのことを聞いたでしょ。ヘレンちゃんが昏睡してるのは私のせいじゃない。実はね、ヘレンちゃんが自分で目覚めたくないだけ。あの未完成の映画への執着が強すぎるの。だから私とあなたの目的は同じ。ヘレンちゃんを助けること。ヘレンちゃんの心の中に解けない結び目がある。この映画がその結び目なの。映画を完成させてヘレンちゃんの後悔が消えれば全てが解決する。ということで私は監督、ヘレンちゃんは自分自身の主演女優、そしてもう一人の主演、ヘレンちゃんと共演してくれる人、つまりあなた。
That sounds kinda odd. How are you so sure I'd show up?
そんな細かいことはどうでもいいの。大切なのは役者が揃ったってこと。じゃあスタンバイ OK ね。
Uh-huh. You need to confirm this with Helentine first. Take me to her. She's
私
like,
たち二人は主演で監督の指示に従うだけ。
oh.
この映画を撮り終えれば外に出られる。
Should I call her Director Ellen then?
なかなか切り替えが早いじゃない。これも監督ユーナの指示。あと彼女は、ほらヘレンちゃんもこう言ってるでしょ。私のこと信じてくれた？
That just makes it more suspicious.
指揮官、私の直感はユーナを信じていいって言ってる。
I'll trust you. She's an altered personality. She's still a part of Helentine. I found no anomalies within Helentine's mind. You decide to set aside your suspicions for now, trusting her intuition. While Ellen fetches the script, Helentine, you take a quick tour around the studio.
This この街はスワン監督の故郷をモデルにしてるの。あそこが第三公立病院で、ここが7番街地下鉄駅。遠くの大きな建物が駅舎。一家の撮影スタジオで実物大に再現してある。スタジオの外の街もスワン監督の故郷そのもの。映画の屋外ロケの多くは実際の街の中で見つけたものよ。
Sheer scale of the film complex leaves you in awe. Emma catches up from behind, waving several sheets of paper before dividing them into two sets, handing them to Helentine and you.
主役のお二人さん、まず台本を読んで。
That's all there is.
ワンシーンずつ撮っていくから。あらすじは最初のページにあるから、まずは通して読んで。
I swear to God, I should know this voice. Like, I know I've heard it from like an anime or maybe even a gacha game, but I just can't piece it together for some reason. Like, I know it's not from Honkai Impact 3rd, at least I'm pretty sure. Star Rail... I mean, maybe not any main characters. Moving Waves... I don't think we've had a character like this, at least I don't think, unless they used a different voice. I mean, a different impression. Maybe fake... yeah, I mean, I guess it's possible fake Grand Order, considering how many servants there are in that game. The film is titled Divine Love, which at all matches what Helentine remembers. The story follows two protagonists who, despite their mutual affection, keep missing each other through a series of mishaps before finally finding their way together. Oh, it's like this kind of movie, okay. Yeah. I feel like I should know this too, because it's like, I feel like I've heard this plot somewhere before. Like, not just like an anime or something like that, but it's like, I feel like I've actually heard of this plot in a movie, but I don't remember what. I don't remember if Divine Love's an actual movie, or they just, put a different title on it for copyright reasons. The two protagonists are named Helena and Raven, who are a novelist and a psychologist, respectively. The names...
ここは原作に忠実よ。嘘じゃないって。映画の中の二人の名前が本当にこれなの。
Uh-huh. Flip through the thin script and it outlines the story of a novelist with alexithymia who gradually recovers her emotional capacity with the help of a psychologist. As for why therapists can date a patient, Ellen's answer is... it's a movie. Some transatlantic audiences are into that sort of thing. Probably a producer request. Besides, the character was based on a friend who helped Swan through her trauma. Ellen thought the role suited that friend perfectly. Sounds like a happy ending, so why was Swan overwhelmed by grief? Helentine shakes her head at Ellen's words and nods in agreement with your question.
スワン監督の脚本はこうじゃなかったはず。でも、そのエンディングが思い出せない。どうしてかな。この映画にはもともとエンディングがなかった。だから私はただ素敵な結末を補っただけよ。大事なのは映画を完成させること。それ自体だから。はい、これを渡しておくね。リハーサル中はこのイヤホンで指示を出すから。
Cafe and the subway entrance.
早速最初のシーンを撮ろう。主人公の二人が惹かれ始める雨の夜のシーンよ。じゃあ第1幕最初のシーンテイク1アクション。
The moment the scene shifts from exterior to interior, the sound of artificial rain floods in from all sides. The humid atmosphere washes over everything. Warm amber lights flicker on in the cafe. Drenched from head to toe, Helena pushes through the door. So the downpour outside doesn't concern her, she stands at the entrance with an air of calm before taking a seat beside a person nonchalantly. It's an acquaintance she's run into at this cafe before, Raven, a psychologist her editor recommended, and someone she visited on multiple occasions. Helena, what a coincidence.
外は寒かったわ。
Helena shivers slightly, clothes completely soaked through. You could use a hot drink. Slide a cup of hot coffee across the table. Warm yourself up. You're drenched. Helena takes the coffee and downs the scalding liquid in one go. She cradles the cup in her hands, her gaze fixed on you, and remains silent for a long while. Take your time. Make it wait. Rain hammers against the window outside while Helena drums her fingers rapidly against the cup. A low rumble of thunder follows. She still appears unfazed.
コーヒーで温まったし、もう帰れそう。
Going to the subway station now? You're soaked through.
もう濡れちゃったんだから、早く帰ってお風呂に入る方がいいわ。
Helena wrings some water from her hair and stands and thanks you before hurrying toward the cafe exit. At least let me walk you to the station. My coat's pretty waterproof. She looks you over. Your pants are a bit wet, but your upper body's pretty dry thanks to the coat. Letting my patient catch a cold wouldn't be very professional of me.
全体的にはまあまあってとこかな。ヘレンちゃんはずっと無表情だけど、この時点ではヘレナはアレキシサイミアを患ってるから問題なし。
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was kind of thinking the same. I was thinking like, I mean, she doesn't have to be theatrical, but like, true, there wasn't really much emotion in her words. Like, she could have put a bit more worry, a bit more embarrassment, but was any of that? Helentine looks more responsive than alexithemic. Could definitely use some improvement.
このシーンはもともと感情の起伏が少なくて単調なの。
I'd like to know more about the characters, though, Director Ellen. Like, why does Helena want to leave even though it's raining outside?
私だったら雨に濡れても体が温まれば歩けると思う。
Nah, but that's different. That's you. That's not the character. The character's a completely different person.
これもアレキシサイミアの現れなの。ヘレナは本当はレイブンと一緒にいたいんだけど、言い出せなくてこうやって逃げてしまうの。
Really?
ヘレナはそう思ってたんだ。
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did say that with it, it would be hard for her to express her actual feelings, so I guess that's part of it. Whatever, I'll just stick with it.
まあ二人ともプロの俳優じゃないし、そこまで求めないよ。このシーンは準備運動みたいなもの。次のアイコンタクトのシーンが本番よ。このシーンは二人の感覚をつかむためのものよ。だってラブストーリーを撮ってるんだから。ヘレンちゃんはこの撮影で相手は自分の好きな人という感覚を意識して。好き？さあ、おしゃべりしてる暇はないわ。次のシーンの撮影に入ろう。
Yeah, give me a sec, I'll be right back. Just gotta check something. almost there. At least the station entrance isn't flooded. The station entrance sign glows faintly through the rain and mist. We're close now. The two of you draw closer together. Are you holding up? Didn't get too wet, did you?
ええ。レイブン先生の厚いコートのおかげで髪も濡れてない。
Space between you feels impossibly small. So small that every breath becomes unmistakably clear. Well then, suppose this is where we part ways for now.
いい調子ね。照明スタンバイ。ここからはヘレナが熱い視線でレイブンを見つめるシーンよ。熱い視線。こう？パーッと。このシーンはちょっと弱いわね。ヘレンちゃん、一緒に感覚をつかんでみよう。
Let's get Helentine to dry clothes first. She's so thrilled.
意識界では風邪なんてひかないから平気。
Despite her words, she remains still when you bring over a dry coat, cooperating obediently to put the coat on. Once you wrap this scene, let's Helentine enjoy the sun. Three of you stand in the set discussing the finer points of the performance.
眉はもう少し柔らかく。力を抜いて。
Despite Ellen's best efforts at coaching Helentine, nothing seems to be working.
こうしよう。まず心の中でイメージを作るの。ヘレンちゃん、想像してみて。目の前の人が去ろうとしている。列車がホームに入ってきた。その人を見送ったら、次はいつ会えるかもわからない。その気持ちで見つめて。目の前にいるのはあなたの指揮官だと思って。いつもとあまり変わらない気がする。演技指導ってやっぱり一筋縄じゃいかないのね。おばさまはどうやってたんだろう。
Let me give it a try. With your coat holding over both your head and Helentine's. Don't try to force the romance. Whoever's in front of you. Get a sense of comfort when the coat shields you from the rain.
安心感。私に安らぎをくれるもの。
Helentine pauses, memories echoing through her mind. Sitting on Auntie Swan's lap, listening to her maid's bedtime stories, crying up on the couch with her sister to play games. These are all scenes that should bring her comfort. All she needs to do is immerse herself in that feeling and let it show in her eyes. But a chasm opens up somewhere along the path, identifying to describing to expressing an emotion. The moment she realizes the gap exists, she even has trouble breathing, as if she's forgotten how. She can't recreate the sense of comfort Helentine's supposed to feel. Her body refuses to respond. Muffled thunder from the artificial rain crashes through her heart again. Helentine feels like she's suffocating. Panic, dry mouth, nausea, chest pain, chills, fever, sweat, shivers. She thinks she can hear Ellen calling her name from somewhere outside her body, but she can't muster the strength to respond. Something compels her to suppress any emotional release. The duty of words and expressions has fallen to her body instead, leaving her unbearably agitated. Helentine. To her voice soothes the chaos inside her. Close her eyes and focuses on the present. There's only ever one person when she closes her eyes. That person's still there when she opens her eyes.
答えが見つかったかも。
you alright? You looked really unwell just now.
大丈夫。もう一回やろう。
Helentine settles down like a kettle taken off the stove. Ellen, anxious just moments ago, finally exhales in relief.
もう一度やろう。ここでお別れ？
Yeah, the hospital I work at is close by. Keep the coat. You can give it back next time we meet. Drape the coat over Helena, adjusted it carefully to shield her from the rain before turning to leave. Stands at the entrance to the subway station, watching your retreating figure fade into the curtain of rain. She speaks her line.
私、明日もあなたに会いたい。
The rain pounds down, but her words ring out clear. Hearing this, you turn around and smile. Helena catches it through the current of falling rain. Anytime.
カット！今の完璧！やっと手応えが出てきたね。ヘレンちゃん、相手が好きっていう感覚つかめた？
Helentine doesn't look at Ellen. Her gaze lingers in the direction where she and you just parted.
私はただ指揮官はすごく信頼できてそばにいたいと思っただけ。
You did great. So you give her a thumbs up from afar. Helentine allows herself a faint smile.
演技のコツを少し思い出してきた。じゃあこの勢いで後のシーンも全部撮っちゃおう。 レイブン先生、体が熱い。
It's okay. I don't want to hurt you here. Helena and Raven embrace. Helena's eyes fill with blissful joy.
カット！はい、このシーンも OK ね。ヘレンちゃんの演技もとっても素敵だったよ。
Helen slides out of director's chair, drained of energy, and drags herself toward the set. However, Helentine has not let go of you. Helentine's arms tighten slightly. She rests perfectly in the hollow of her shoulder, but so you can feel the faint tremors of her frame with each breath. Helentine, the director said cut.
もう少しだけこのまま。
Dude, Commander, what are you doing? Don't say anything. Don't ruin the moment. Unable to match Helentine's strength, you stay put, holding her until she's content. In the distance, mechanoid crew members pack away the lights. A sporadic clank of metal drifts over.
あの感覚がつかめない。 スワンおばさま、見て見て。こうやったら映画の中の俳優さんにそっくりでしょ？
ヘレンティンは才能があるわね。もし将来この業界に入りたかったら私が推薦してあげる。プロの役者っぽい感じは出てるわ。形はできているけれどまだ魂が足りないわね。
魂？細かいところまでちゃんと真似できてるのに？
すべての細部を正確に再現するだけなら曲を完璧に演奏する自動ピアノみたいなもの。 とても上手な演技だけれど何かが足りない。魂を込めるとはその足りない何かを埋めること。演じるのではなく完全にその役になりきった時自然と醸し出るものなの。そうして生まれた演技こそ見る人の心に触れる。役に入るってそういうことなのよ。
Your performance at the start was excellent. Good work. That's movie material right there. Gentle voice snaps Helentine out of her daze. Some time has passed and you two have already made it back to the rest area.
あなたに読む物語の抱擁シーンを参考にしたの。主人公の表情を覚えてたからどう真似ればいいか分かった。
Have some water. Throat must be dry. You hand her an open bottle of water. With the pale blue evening sky and the warm glow of the streetlights, her eyes look softer than usual.
目で伝えるってこういうこと？
Made great progress today, thanks to you.
指揮官じゃなかったらこんなにたくさん話そうとは思わなかった。今日は指揮官がいろんなことに付き合ってくれた。
I prefer you like this, Helentine. At the rapid and rainy night scene where you locked eyes, Helentine mentioned she's slowly regaining some of her acting skills from the past. Encyclopedic knowledge of film and television allows her to instantly recall some of the scenes from other movies the moment she reads a script, and replicate the character's micro-expressions with precision. Ellen has since followed up with several demanding scenes that truly put her acting skills to the test. From portraying Helen as gradually kindling emotion with only her gaze, to nailing expressions that demand equal parts detachment and sorrow with a touch of apathy, Helentine has executed every scene flawlessly. And Helentine will snap out a character almost immediately after each scene is wrapped.
だってただの演技だから。
That's all Helentine has to say about her remarkable acting skills. Your collaboration grows more effortless with the success of the earlier scenes, as if you were veteran co-stars who worked together for years. Take the scene you just wrapped, for instance. Lana was just suffering a breakdown from her condition. Dr. Raven helped her through with a confession and embrace.
私どう向き合えばいいのかわからない。
I'll be right here with you. Face this together, okay?
私ありがとう。私を抱きしめて。
Helentine flawlessly captures Helena's entire emotional arc, from obsession to derangement to helplessness, and eventually to the tenderness in her embrace with you. But when the embrace happens, Helentine seems to freeze up for a moment, clinging to you without letting go. By the time you come to, you're already sitting at the rest area. Looks like there are only 2 or 3 scenes left to go. So where Helena confesses to Raven looks beautiful.
楽しみ。これは全部ヘレンちゃんが小さい頃に好きだったお菓子よ。休憩中につまんで。これ私の好きだったもの。指揮官も食べて。
Don't mind if I do. You share snacks, Ellen tugs at your sleep.
指揮官、少しだけいい？
Let's go together, Helentine.
ヘレンちゃんは少し休ませてあげて。あなたと2人で話したいことがあるの。
Yeah, I figured.
とても大事な話よ。
Seeing the usually carefree Ellen suddenly turned so serious, he had no choice but to follow her to the rehearsal room. Leaving Helentine behind to absentmindedly munch on snacks.
このままじゃダメ。戦略を変えなきゃ。
Isn't everything going smoothly so far? Or have you been keeping something from me this whole time? Ellen takes a seat on the bench, leaving empty space for you.
ごめん、嘘をついてた。実はヘレンちゃんが自分から起きようとしないんじゃなくて、私がヘレンちゃんに嘘をついて引き止めたの。
You ready to tell me what you're really after?
あなたも知ってるでしょ。ヘレンちゃんはあの事故のせいで感情の捉え方が普通の人と違うの。映画の中で言ってたアレキシサイミアに似た状態。第1幕の撮影中、ヘレンちゃんは安心感という感情に過度に動揺した。これもアレキシサイミアの症状なの。私はヘレンちゃんのこの問題を治療するために調整ポッドから生まれた補助型人格。正直に言うとヘレンちゃんの多くの問題を根本的に直せないことは誰よりも分かってる。でもただ一つだけ希望が見えたことがある。あなたがヘレンちゃんの世界に現れてからはっきり感じたの。ヘレンちゃんの中にこれまでなかった感情が生まれていることを。それは好きという感情。
That's why she reacted so strongly before.
この感情は普通の人なら当たり前かもしれない。でもヘレンちゃんにとっては未知のもので、この感情の正体すら理解できていない。ヘレンちゃんに自分の心の内側を自覚させたい。少なくとも人を愛する力を失ってほしくない。
So, what's your solution?
二人をくっつけること。セラピストと監督以外にもう一つ肩書きがあるの。ヘレンちゃんの恋愛コンサルタントよ。
Well, if it's that Helentine.
私の仕事を認めてくれてありがとう。
Yeah. Look, I have a lot of counsels for a lot of things, okay? I'm the fucking commander, for God's sake. You know how much shit I had to deal with every day? You know how many of my emotions have been spiked to the very peak out of how much stress and excitement and danger and drama I have to go through every week? Come on. I wouldn't say I completely signed off on your methods.
とにかく今回のハレウッド計画はデートとしてはかなり成功してると思う。ちょっとルートがずれちゃっただけで。ヘレンちゃんに演技を覚えてほしいんじゃないの？あなたと共演する中で自分の心の中にある感情が何なのかヘレンちゃん自身に気づいてほしいの。
So that's why you crammed in all those sappy romantic scenes.
二人の息がどんどん合っていくのはいいことだけど、このまま映画を撮り終えても突破口が見つからないかもしれない。だから今後の進め方についてあなたと相談したかったの。
So, can Helentine wake up now?
もちろん目覚められるけど根本の問題は解決しない。このまま起きてもアレキシサイミアはヘレンちゃんに一生つきまとって将来もっと大きな問題になるかもしれない。
Looks like I really am playing therapist this time. So, what's the plan?
二人でダンスするシーンを考えてたの。視線と言葉のやり取りに加えて動きを合わせることで二人の親密さを一気に高める作戦よ。元の台本のダンスはここまで難しくなかった。でもあえて難しく2人の息が合わないとできないものに変更した。2人が信頼し合ってないと一発で決まらないやつ。
Choreography is a lot of techniques I've never done before. I'll need to practice the moves.
私が教えてあげるわ。
Thanks. Wow, and meanwhile she's just eating her snacks. Valentine reaches the snack bag only to find it empty. Trash bin beside her overflows with a small amount of wrapped. How much has she been eating?
終わっちゃった。指揮官たちを探そう。
She bounces her way into the small room where Ellen took you. The door stands slightly ajar, revealing two figures inside standing remarkably close to each other. Ellen is adjusting your posture, occasionally holding both of your hands, or wrapping an arm around your waist, and murmuring reassurances like, "I'll catch you, just trust me and lean back."
指揮官とユーナは忙しそう。何をしよう。
Back in the street, the Mechanoid crew has already moved on to prep the next scene.
あの人がいないと少し寂しい。
So she leaves the studio and makes her way to Hollywood Boulevard.
さっきの感覚は今まで一度もなかった。
The girl searches her memories, trying to recall if she's ever felt this way before. The answer is no. Tightness she's never felt before settles in Helentine's chest for the first time, all because of her commandant. Unable to find the answer she seeks, she keeps walking until she finds herself standing before a familiar apartment building.
ここはヘレナの仕事場のセット。見てみよう。
The center of the room, an open diary covered in cramped handwriting sits on top of the peachwood table. Empty ink bottle sitting beside it. Helentine picks up the diary and begins turning through its pages. Entry 1. Today I tried to remember what happened yesterday. I ran to the train station, but the train had already left. I wanted to run after it, but I just stood there. I saw Raven through the window, but Raven didn't see me. Why was I late? Didn't know the answer, so I sat back down and stayed until the staff came to clear the platform. Maybe the answer is simple. I was just a minute too late. Never knew a single minute could feel so long.
答えは何だったんだろう。
Entry 42. Weather's been getting warmer lately. I had a dream today. I ran into the train station on time and the train hadn't left yet. So on the platform, a raven looked at me through the window. This time, Raven saw me. I still just stood there. Even in the dream, I didn't know what to say. After I woke up, I lay in bed thinking for a long time. If I'd arrived a minute earlier that day and stood before Raven, what would I have said? I thought about it all morning. The answer is actually simple. Don't go. What?
つまり、二人は結ばれなかった。
Ah, okay. Entry 393. A new year is coming. Where's Raven now? Why? Why didn't I respond back then? The warm embrace, the comforting arms, the confession. So why did I choose to run away? Ah,
思い
okay.
出した。スワンおばさま。あなたも私と同じだったんだ。
Right, because they said that in the end, this film didn't really have a happy ending, did it? It's like, it was supposed to be a romance, but it didn't really go the way that you would expect it to for a romance. So I was wondering, is like, why does this seem like just like any ordinary romance when it's like, this movie's supposed to be different, right?
ヘレナは、あなたなんだ。アレキシ・サイミアが治ってからの方が辛かったのね。
Okay. I see. Yeah, so that's why. Because since everything was starting to feel too new to her now, it felt scary, right? The whole world seems completely different now that she had emotions and that she could try to express them. But that's the problem. It's scary when showing certain emotions for the first time because it's like you fear rejection, you fear doubt, you have anxiety. It just starts to all bundle up in like a single moment. Final entry. I miss you so much. Helentine closes the diary and sets it back on the desk. Her hand lingers on the cover for a moment as she pulls a transparent rose from the vase. She breaks into a sprint toward her command as fast as she can.
物語の中のヘレナはどうして悲しんでいるの？
好きな人を失ってしまったからよ。その人を引き止めなかったことが一生の心残りになったの。
好きって何？私が映画を見るのが好きっていうのと同じ？
ヘレンティンはまだ小さいから今はよくわからないわよね。ヘレンティン、これから言うこと今すぐわからなくてもいいの。あなたが大きくなってその人に出会えた時、きっ とわかるから。
覚えておく。
好きっていうのはね、あなたがその人の後ろ姿を見るだけで心に生まれる安心感よ。
Keep the coat. You can give it back next time we meet.
好きっていうのはね、抱き合った時に離れたくないと思う親密な感覚よ。
もう少しだけこのまま。スワンおばさまに抱っこされてる時離れたくないって思う。私はスワンおばさまのことが好きなの？
そうよ、おばさんもヘレンティンのことが大好きよ。でもね、ヘレンティン、それは別の種類の好きなの。あの好きは時に悲しい気持ちを伴うもの。例えば好きな人が別の誰かといるのを見た時、胸がキュッとなる感じ。
指揮官とユーナは忙しそう。
自分が相手を失うかもしれないと思うとパニックになる。映画の中のヘレナはレイブンが街を去ろうとするその瞬間にやっと自分の気持ちに気づいた。だからパニックになったの。去っていくその人を引き止めようとした時にはもう手遅れだった。
スワンおばさま、映画の中のヘレナはおばさま自身のこと？
ヘレンティン、将来もし好きな人に出会えたら精一杯心の内を伝えるのよ。決して後悔のないようにしてね。一緒にここに埋めたフィルムはその約束の証よ。
プラタナスの木の下にこんなに深く埋めたら後で掘り出すのが大変じゃない？
頑張って取り出すからこそ意義があるのよ。もしあなたが好きな人に出会ってどうしたらいいかわからないときは、その人と一緒にこの箱を掘り出しなさい。
わかった。つまり好きな人っていうのはそばにいないと落ち着かない人ってことだね。
そうね。今のあなたにはそれで十分。将来自分の心の中に湧き上がる感情に気づいたときは必ず心の衝動に従うのよ。
心の衝動に従う。スワンおばさま、あなたが残してくれた約束の証の意味がやっとわかった。
None of that matters right now. Something she absolutely has to do. Not long ago inside the rehearsal room.
上達が早いね。これなら本番はきっとうまくいくわ。
I'm rather experienced when it comes to dancing. I mean, to be fair, in another world line, I was about to start the most important dance of my life before... Well, the ceiling crashed onto me, but you get the point. Gives you an excited pat on the shoulder to the small window on the door. A blurry figure can be seen outside.
本番であなたがうまくヘレンちゃんをリードしてくれたらブレイクスルーが起き。
Loud crash at the door draws attention to both of you. Outside, Helentine stands past the door now, groaning on its broken latches, breathing hard.
ヘレンちゃん、どうしたの？
Without a word of explanation, she strides straight up to you, grabs your wrist, and whisks you away before either you or Ellen can process what's happening. Now Helentine's pulling you along as she races through the streets and the studio set. We circle to match her pace.
ユーナ、星空の下で告白するシーン、今から撮る。
That's sudden.
わかった。すぐに手配する。グレイレイブン指揮官、協力をお願いね。
What's happening?
私にもわからない。でもヘレンちゃんの感情の波動がこんな強さは感じたことがないわ。もしかしたら希望が見えたかも。
So you find yourself dragged along by Helentine's unyielding grip as you rush toward the final filming site. All across Hollywood, the mechanical crew springs into action, making their way to the location and beginning to set up lights and cameras. The clear blue sky overhead shifts in an instant, transforming into a dazzling violet night filled with countless stars. Everything's in place. The stage is set for the climax. Oh, okay, yeah, now here's the actual thing, the comic part, right?
指揮官、これ。監督、始めて。
What's going on, Director Ellen? Is this a last-minute script change?
何が起きてるのかわからないけど、アドリブでつないで。この瞬間をずっと待ってたのよ。アクション！最初の台本を思い出したの。最後、ヘレナは駅でレイブンとすれ違ってしまった。彼女はずっと相手に答えなかった。自分の気持ちがわからなかったから。正直、今でも完全には分かってない。好きを感じる力が私から奪われてしまったから。でもまたその兆しが芽生えている気がする。あなたと一緒にいる時に感じる名前の付けられない感情。多分私が今まで一度も経験したことがないもの。あなたがいると安心する。あなたのことで悲しくなる。あなたに近づきたくなる。抱きしめたくなる。あなたとユーナが親しくしてるのを見ると胸がざわざわする。自分の気持ちに気づくのが遅れて、そのせいであなたを逃がしてしまうのが怖い。だからあなたを奪ってしまいたい。
I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay by your side, Helentine.
指揮官、手を出して。私の顔、熱いでしょ。
Yeah, it's warm.
台本に書いてあった。好きな人に触れられると顔が熱くなるって。これは私が指揮官を好きだっていう証拠になるのかな。
Love isn't something you need to prove. What matters is what you're feeling right now. believe what you're feeling is love.
わかった。あなたのおかげで初めて好きという名前の感情が生まれた。あなたの目を見ると安心するから好きなんじゃない。あなたに触れられると熱くなるから好きなんじゃない。あなたを失うのが怖いから好きなんじゃない。あなたが好きだからその後の全ての感覚が生まれる。指揮官、あなたは私のこの気持ちを受け入れてくれる？
Of course. You haven't lost me. You never will. I'll be right here. No matter how long it takes you to understand.
一気にたくさん話して疲れた。
Helentine lies still, submerged in shallow water. Occasionally streams of bubbles would rise from her mouth. Oh, shit, my bad. I don't have to press that button. The weight of what transpired is left her completely overwhelmed. Expressions returned to its usual blank state. An unnatural flush still colors her skin from the tips of her ears down to her neck. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? These questions wrap themselves in bubbles, rising from the water and drifting to the air. She waits for a certain someone to take her hand, pull her out of this makeshift cooling system, and bring her back to reality. What am I gonna do with you? Extend a hand to help, but Helentine remains perfectly still. I'll lie down with you for a bit then. So you lie down as well, submerging alongside her in the sea of questions. The moment the water rises over your ears, the world falls away. Sounds of Hollywood being torn down, mechanoids hauling light fixtures, Director Ellen shouting and calling it a day. All of it fades. The water's gentler and clearer than expected. Through it, the stars overhead shine with perfect clarity. Sensing your warmth, Helentine's cold hand reaches through the water, fumbling and touching, confirming your presence. I'm here. It's the thought you convey, and the touch becomes fingers intertwined. Starlight dances across the water's surface. Your hand disturbs it, reaching for a dream she can barely comprehend. Chaos in her mind gradually settles. Then droplets catch the starlight as they scatter, glittering against the bright night sky. Helentine suddenly sits up, letting out a long breath. Still stiff, she slowly lowers her arms. She wakens from the haze of a dream and gazes off into the distance. How do you feel? Better?
指揮官に関する気持ちはもう整理できた。カット！パチパチパチ！パーフェクト！新愛の残差クランクアップです。
Damn it! Dude, I don't know why. It's pissing me off that it's like, I should know who this VA is, but I don't for the life of me. Damn it. The mechanoid crew around you has already started packing up. When did you get the new in the title?
だって2人が物語のラストを書き換えちゃったから。
Tears glistening against the corner of Ellen's eyes.
スワンおばさまの物語のラストは変えられない。でもヘレンティンの違う。私自身の結末は変えることができる。全部思い出した。二人ともありがとう。スワンおばさまが残してくれたものを 取り戻せた。そして自分の心の中の気持ちにもちゃんと向き合うことができた。お嬢様の心の空白が無事に埋まったので、恋愛コンサルタントの役目もこれで終わりね。
Good work, you two. Congrats on wrapping up.
ありがとう。もう一人のヘレンティン。心残りはないよ。今回は誰も後悔を残さなかった。本当によかった。
Takes a step back, and the last light of Elliewood goes up behind her. I guess the fade from her fingertips, spreading like a white glare of burnt films. The mind calms. Let's set out together. Alright, now for the last bit. Fade out. Woman in formal attire sits poised on the sofa, savoring her tea with measured grace. Ona picks up a small stack of manuscripts from her desk and hands them to the woman on the sofa.
最終章の原稿よ。
前のあなたの状態じゃ最終章を書き終えれるか心配だったわ。でもレイブン先生が直してくれたみたいね。あの人はプロだって言ったでしょ。
そうね。今の私は多くの感情を好みを持って体験したの。
原稿を上げてくれるなら何だって大歓迎。上司からも読者からもクレームは全部私に来るんだから。サイン会を2回もすっぽかして新刊発表会も何度も延期し、みんなあなたのことを心配してたのよ。
Anna can now easily recognize the roundabout way her editor shows concern.
ありがとう。
And his reading slows to a crawl. Her fingers hover over the page, refusing to turn it. In a long pause, she seems to steel herself.
知ってる？レイブン先生、この町を出ていくらしいわよ。見送りに行かなくてもいいの？東駅、夜9時頃の列車よ。今ならまだ間に合うわ。
私、どんな顔をしていけばいいのか、何を言えばいいのかもわからない。
そんなのどうでもいいじゃない。会えばわかるわよ。
Editor says nothing more, turning her attention to the manuscripts in her hands. A comfortable silence settles over the room. Silence lingers for a moment before Helena softly speaks.
少し外の空気を吸ってくる。
私のことは気にしないで。
いってらっしゃい。
The weekend streets teem with bustling pedestrians. Helena finds herself swept into the dazzling, vibrant flow of people, yet feels completely out of place among them. A powerful urge swells within her, an almost physical force compelling her to move. Conversations from the people around her reach Helena's ears.
記念日を覚えてくれてたなんて。
こんな大切な日を忘れるわけないだろ。今朝の列車に間に合ってよかった。この商談を逃したら次のチャンスはいつになるかわからないからな。先方が提案を受けてくれるといいけど。
できる限りのことをしたわ。大事なのは後悔を残さないことよ。
寄ってらっしゃい、見てらっしゃい。見逃しちゃダメだよ。
Aona gazes around at the passers-by in a daze, as though everyone wants to tell her something and everyone's eyes are locked on hers. When she looks more carefully, she realizes it's all in her head.
自分の心に気づいたなら勇気を出して相手に伝えなさい。たとえ望む結果にならなくても後悔だけは残さないように。
Her mind doesn't fully process everything, but her body's already moving. She breaks into a run, racing toward the station, toward that person. She needs to know if Raven feels the same way. In a flash, every moment they share comes rushing back, flooding her vision and swirling around her. Around the corner of that building, Raven's about to turn away, becoming a stranger once more. She runs forward, wanting to give that flower to the one who has captured her heart. She finally understands what stirred in her heart that ambiguous rain-soaked night. Rain has passed, replaced by an even more uncertain twilight as she runs through these same streets once more. She can finally face her feelings for Raven. She can finally face herself and accept those feelings for what they are. Station. The station has been running for over a century. Its multiple renovations and expansions create a unique blend of classical charm and modern functionality. Suitcase in hand, you stay on the platform, eyes fixed on a pocket watch. The train whistle sounds again, warning travelers that the final call is drawing near. The train attendant making rounds on the platform notices you
お
hesitate.
客様、まもなく列車のドアが閉まります。お急ぎください。
You snap the watch shut, nod to the attendant, and step forward. Whistle sounds a second time, echoing through the night air across the platform. Anna's footsteps echo through the empty hall of the quiet station on this off-season night. The train whistle blares through the station, drowning out her footsteps.
どこに
Seeing Elena standing there at a loss, a staff member at the front desk calls out to her.
お客様、お手伝いできることはございますか？ホームに行かないと。
She follows the signs, racing toward the platform. Run. Keep running. This love has always been yours to claim. Don't miss this chance. A single thought propels her forward. She finally understands it all. what it means to be in love. But now she's also going to learn what regret means. Elena reaches the platform only to find the tracks completely empty. In the distance, the massive clock hanging overhead shows its hands resting precisely under number 12. She's 5 minutes too late. A hollowness suddenly swells up in her chest, as if a strip of film has been cut away, leaving only a void behind. The emotion called regret begins to consume her. The tracks are silent. All that remains on the platform is the sound of her breathing. Station announcements crackle through the speakers once more, but she no longer has the will to listen. The sound drifts from somewhere impossibly distant, lingering at the edge of her awareness. You miss your train too? Her head snaps up, but she doesn't dare to turn to look. She's afraid this is all just an illusion, a trick of her mind. Helena? She knows now. This is real. The surprise fades from her eyes, replaced by something she can't quite name. A mixture of lingering dread and overwhelming warmth. Only then does she remember your question. What a coincidence. So is mine. Platform lights begin going out one row at a time, leaving just enough for the two of you. Anna takes in the familiar weight of your coat, the familiar voice, the familiar scent, the familiar gentle presence. She hasn't missed it. Because someone else refused to let her slip away. Someone's been waiting here for her, ready to return her feelings. You're not too late. She looks at you saying the line she practiced multiple times on her way here.
ここに来たのはあなたに伝えたかったから。私の心の中にあるこの気持ち、あなたへの気持ちを、あなたが好き。
Before all hope is lost, what she loves answers her heart. At last she sees their happiness. Lovers embrace on the platform. The moment the director calls cut, people from all directions flow onto the platform set. Spellman family members in different crew uniforms emerge. Script supervisors, camera operators, focus pullers, lighting technicians, sound engineers. Simon fills everyone's faces as the maid in front of the wheels over a cart with a cake. Happy birthday, Helentine.
みんなありがとう。
After leaving Helentine's mind, you two hand over the damaged videotape to a former film producer who happens to be attending Helentine's birthday party, hoping it can be restored. The answer is affirmative. While it won't be easy with the WGAA's restoration technology, it's only a matter of time. With several days remaining before the birthday party, there's time to spare. Actually, we have an idea about this film.
昔スワンおばさまはこの映画のラストを取りきれなくて後悔を残した。
スワン監督ですね。彼女の全盛期に一緒に仕事をしたことがありますよ。尊敬すべき名監督です。
We want to finish filming it, but we'll need professional help.
衣装や小道具は我が家が用意する。撮影用のセットはスタジオと専門チームがある。あと必要なのは統括する人。荘園の人手は全て自由に使っていい。だから
喜んでお手伝いしましょう。一緒にストーリーを詰めましょうか。
While the confession was already filmed in the mine, that was Ellen's heavily adapted version. After digitally restoring the film reels and editing the raw footage according to the original script, Duke finally pinpointed exactly what's missing. After Raven embraces Helena and helps her overcome her alexithymia, Helena spends all her time avoiding her own feelings and avoiding Raven. Raven assumes this is Helena's choice. With her treatment complete, Raven gradually withdraws from her life. The hospital assigns the doctor to a new post. Story cuts off right at the moment Helena chases after Raven. Swan never finished the rest after her breakdown.
駅のセットは一家の撮影スタジオに全部残ってる。これがスタジオで撮られた最後の映画だったからずっとそのまま保管していたの。
それなら準備にかかる手間をかなり省けますな。
Once the details are settled, preparations move forward swiftly. Working for the original film, Helentine, you quickly hand the revised script to the producer. During prep, the producer asks Helentine if she has any particular request for a costume.
ヘレンティンのままこの服で撮りたい。この映画はスワンおばさまの心残りだけじゃなくてヘレンティンの願いでもあるから。指揮官も自分の服で大丈夫。
ではそういうことで一発で決められれば誕生日当日にクランクアップできるかもしれません。ただお二人の息は合っていますかな。何しろプロの俳優ではないわけですし。
You don't need to worry about us.
私と指揮官は十分にすり合わせができてる。
We trust each other.
皆さん、仕上がりを確認してください。
この部分は私が直接手掛けました。少々腕が鈍っておりますがご容赦を。皆さんの尽力のおかげ、とりわけお二人の息ぴったりの演技のおかげで商業映画の水準に達しております。
Trying to finish editing the film before the day's over. It's a birthday gift for you. You like it? As the crowd fades away, as though the two of you return to that world within the mind. Only you and Helentine exist.
うん。でもこれはヘレンティンが指揮官を抱きしめてる。私はもう それ以上の誕生日プレゼントをもらったから。
Oh, that was a pretty cute, like a bonding story. There we go. And now I can save my polls, because if I remember, I think the next character is supposed to be the new Karenina, right? Is it? Or is it one of the other characters? Like, I think there's supposed to be a new Lady Chu character coming out, but... Or I mean, Frame. But anyway, now that we've done that, we can actually test out what she's capable of. So let's see what she's all about. Alright, let's see how this plays out.
片付けたらいいの。了解。
Press and hold dodge to activate directed activation, mainly trigger matrix.
さあ、お別れの時間よ。
Whoa! To the blue orbs to gain manifestation.
もういい。おとなしくして。
Oh, no, so it is kind of like a chainsaw thing. Okay. If casting a yellow or blue orb skill, immediately tap the signal orb in slot 1 to cast the aberrant orb skill. Twist to Gossamer stance.
少し痛いかも。
Whoa. Oh, it's like one of those. Okay. Kind of like how when you stack Lilith's basic skills, then you can press B to do like a special move with her cards. Right. On Gossamer stance, immediately tap orb slot 1 after using the red orb skill to cast the aberrant orb skill and switch to tethered saw stance. Oh, so it's like a red skill combo. On tethered saw stance, tap signature to consume manifestation points and release the metaphor surge. Switch to Gossamer stance. Oh, that's cool. Okay, because I was gonna say there was like barely any theatrics in the other movie.
お別れの時間よ。クモの巣から逃げられない。
1, 2,
あなたに最後の沈黙を。死を切り裂く。あなたに最後の沈黙を。君、愛花を捧げましょう。 お見送りよ。片付け完了。他には。 片付けたらいいの。
Damn, she actually rides it like a scooter. I didn't even notice that the first time. Yeah, now about the basic rotation. Do this.
お別れの時間よ。
Blue orb and then this. Goes to the stance, right?
お見送りよ。
1, 2, 3, then B.
最後の沈黙を。
There we go. Tap.
君、愛花を。
Okay, yeah, so I don't hold it, I just tap it. And now go again.
無知な魂に救援を与えてあげましょう。
Oh, I see, because it actually shows that spiderweb thing
逃
too.
げられない。死を切り裂く。
Let me go
存
one.
在を解体する。君、愛花を捧げましょう。無知な魂に
Okay, so it's like a two-fold ult. And you just have to set it up immediately after you do the first one. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, and I see she's healing per step as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely saying she's the amplifier. Because I was gonna say, is it really something that where it's like it's doing
片
damage?
付け完了。
I see.
他には。
I guess it's like we're implementing the glaciation effect as we're doing it. At least I think. Yeah, okay, here we go. Now we'll see what exactly the effect thing is. Oh, yeah, and of course you have to team up with Selena. Of course.
片付けたらいいの。了解。
Alright, yeah, here we go. This is what I want to understand. Let's do this
お
again.
別れの時間よ。
With 10 Arctic ice layers, press and hold the aberrant orb while using the blue. Oh, okay, because I was like, I don't see it the first time. Congelation. Oh, okay. And now again, right? Yep. Now switch to the Selene. Use the QT and tap this. Oh, an extensive duration. Oh, okay. Okay, so I want to use that after I put in Selene. Okay. Come on. Yes, so now switch back. Come on. Do this again. Come on. I'm trying to set this up. Well, then again, I guess I can test with an actual team in a second. Oh, okay, I did that wrong. Okay. Well, I can just practice it with the team compositions. Okay. So yeah, let's test that here. So I'm guessing the team I want to establish is... The problem is I don't know what the team should even be. That's the problem. I don't really know. Well, then again, I guess I can check. Give me a second. Because I want to see what team I should be using. Let me go all the way. Wait, what? Oh, right, yeah, because... Oh, right, because she awoke a new skill, because I actually used the free S character for... Oh, okay, no, she has a leap skill. Oh, they gave her leap skills now. Okay, cool. Who else did they give it to? What? Oh, I must have just passed it. Okay, yeah, who else got it? Oh, no, right, I just got her. Duh. Oh, right, I forgot she's part of the follow tree now. Awesome. This will go here. Let's draw up the card. Understanding. The primal impulse rooted into all higher beings. The drive to seek cognition. Understanding sees through appearances and lays bare the information beneath. All things may be reshaped, reinvented, and even woven together into entirely new forms. Every mind has its limits. No one can remake that what cannot be accepted. The act of understanding is never free from the perspective of the one who perceives, therefore the bearer must undergo the process of coming to know others, coming to know the world, and ultimately achieving complete insight. Okay. Sure. Oh, right. Clean this. Oh, yeah, I guess I can only unlock this after I finish the chapter, right? So... Alright, let's see what it says her team... No, damn it. Oh, does it not say what her main team is? Shit. Oh, yeah, I can check here. My bad. So yeah, lip limpidity. I figured. Oh, right, yeah, because technically this is still an ice team anyway. Or, I mean, a lightning team. Lightning team, my bad. But then, what's the glaciation effect for? Well, I guess just for when Endgame says I need it, so... The problem is I never use Live Limpidity yet, because I just keep having fun with my Lucia Crimson Weave, so... yeah, here she is. Unfortunately, I don't have her main weapon yet, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I'd probably put Helentine here? But no, actually, Nanami went to this spot, didn't she? Well, at least in the regular Lightning team. I don't know if it's changed because of this new meta, but... whatever, we'll get it started. Yeah, no effect. I think that's actually fine. Switch to this. So yeah, I guess I start with Helentine to put the effect. Let's do this. I'll be honest, I don't really know how to feel about this. Because I'm trying to be impartial to this, because don't get me wrong, Helentine looks great to you, and again, don't worry, I get it, she's a support unit, she's not supposed to be part of main action. That I understand. I'm not trying to take away from that, it's just, what does she provide to the Lightning team, right? Because, I mean, what, are these gonna be like enemies that are weak to lightning but have a glaciation effect weakness, maybe? Because I'm not really seeing the point here. Because, look, at least having it on your ice team, it's like, clearly you're just gonna stack up the numbers more and more, right? So it's common sense. But what's the point of making her glaciation? Maybe they explained it in like the live stream or the preview for this? I might have to check it because honestly, I'm not really seeing the benefit of this. Because if that's the case, you could have just made her another ice support, right? I mean, I know we have Teddy and all, and Teddy's actually pretty fun to use. But I'm not saying Helentine should be a character. It's just that if she's a lightning character, why is she using glaciation in the first place when it's like, I wouldn't really even be implementing it well with this team, would I? That's at least the thought I have for this, but I don't know. That again, like I said, that's probably just something I'm not really comprehending, or maybe it's just an effect on enemies that's like I have yet to really comprehend until much later, or like maybe it changes from like the meta perspective. Because again, if you were just gonna try to have like a glaciation ice team, is there really a point to like making her lightning then? I guess just to have different elements. If like enemies are neutral, it's like they can take damage to any element, but if you have a special effect, then it does more damage. But again, just seems kind of strange, you know? Because again, Let me check. I want to see who exactly are the glaciation units I do have. I mean, I know 100%, what is it? Selena's one. I think, Wanshi, I think, as well? Yeah, Wanshi. Oh, right, I completely forgot. Elisa Echo was also a glaciation. Wait, was she always glaciation? I don't remember. Then Yada as well. Okay. Well, okay. Harmony 2 unlocks a major power boost ranking. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, this is that thing they were talking about. Enhancing your character's combat abilities, unlock the prerequisite as a note. Oh, shit. Wait, has this always been a thing? Okay, well, that's new to me. But, because, I mean, at least with physical and ice, or physical and glaciation I get, and ice and glaciation I get. But, where do you get off for light? Well, then again, I guess that's the point, right? Yada was kind of already the one before that, but she's a DPS as opposed to Helentine, who's a support. So, maybe I am overthinking it a bit. I just think it's a bit weird how they're kind of doing it, but it's like, it doesn't really seem to, like, affect both sides even more, majoritively, but like I said, it might just be my misunderstanding of, like, what's the point of having completely unusual effects with not nonsensical, but differentiating elements. Because, I mean, at least for Lucia, the fire and ice thing, I mean, come on. That makes sense. The physical with Ultima Slash makes perfect sense. The Nihility with this derivative effect, right? Is that what this is? Yeah, with Disruption. That at least makes sense. But I'm not really sure how this can kind of play. And, like, the Lightning and Dark Flow I get. And then Dark with Radiance, I mean, again, another kind of a contrast, similar to like what Lucia Inverse Crown is. But, again, just kind of not really getting that point. Because look, even Lady Chu is just a plain, just like, ice. And yeah, it's like, I'm still fine with that. But, I don't know. Again, maybe it's just me. So I'm not gonna write her off just yet. It's like, maybe it'll just take me time to really try to get to understand her, right? And I mean, to be fair, I'll probably have more opportunities in the main story to actually, or I mean in the floating record, to actually test her out a bit more. And maybe clear away some of these doubts that I have about her character. Like, used in combat, but overall, she's an interesting character, I will say that. Again, she's not flashy, but again, that's not the point. She's supposed to be a supporter, so she does kind of do it, or do what she's supposed to do. And I do like that her weapon's at least unique, where it's like, it's kind of like a chainsaw, but also kind of like a yo-yo. So that's at least pretty cool. Again, love the design once again. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what exactly is going to go on with her story and how this ties to Ophelia later on. But I think that's going to be the end of stream for tonight, today, because I'll probably have to grind now, so then I can pull her weapon and her cup. Because again, at least I can kind of like just work myself to these goals, but it's just gonna take a bit of time for me to get there. But I think I should be able to get there with time. But yeah, that'll just be something I do off stream, and then, like I said, I'll try to find some time next week, possibly, to do a Punching Gray Raven stream, because how many parts is this? Because I actually don't know. 20 parts. Okay. It's not insane, but who knows how long it's going to be, because again, they've been going hard at the writing lately. I mean, I'm not complaining, but again, as a streamer, it just makes it a bit, but takes a bit more time to get through this, but I'm definitely excited to see what's going on here, like to see that she actually was at FOS college, at least just from this picture right now, being Ophelia's sister, and that she's a construct now. It's like, I have a lot of questions about how it gets to this, and how did they end up separate? And again, how much of their future, or how different are they from those other versions of them we saw in that other world? But again, that's a story for another time. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream for today. And like I said, we will absolutely, this time for sure, be doing Witch on the Holy Night. So you guys better get ready, because like I said, it's my first official visual novel game that I'll actually play. I don't know how it'll turn out, but again, if it's anything near the level of like stuff from like trailers, like the animation and the storytelling that I've seen for this game in Tsukihime Remake, then I think we're in for a wild ride. But like I said, I don't really know much of the context. I only know also a tiny bit from the collab they had with a Fake Grand Order that they had, I think, a couple months ago. But I didn't really look too much into that either because I didn't really want to spoil myself. So, and again, all I know is this kind of connects to Tsukihime Remake because also some of the characters from like this side of the series also appear in Melty Blood type Lumina. So I got a lot that I have to come to expect from this. But like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But anyway, I hope you guys, or no, I already said that. If you guys did enjoy the stream and are not already following the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. Much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel where I post all the VODs. Subscribe there as well. Join the Discord you guys already. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Xanto's Voice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. We're out.